Now we will proceed with the presentations of our partner organizations. First in the list are the girls from Grenzenlos, Sara Paredes and Magdalena Lena.
Sorry. So how you guys doing? Are we good? Yeah. Start doing some cheerleading so that we get wake up. Okay, no, that's not true. So, well, my name is Sara. We come from Grenzenlos, Austria, the organization, and we're going to shortly present you the program Zusammenleben, Mentoring for Immigrants. And if you want to have any more detailed information, you can find it in the homepage. Okay? And present yourself.
My name is ELIX, and I was a participant in the project Zusammenleben. So that's why I'm standing here. So the word Zusammenleben, or the name of the project, we're living in environments to ease the process of social integration for the immigrants through personal contact, sharing time, speaking the language, and so on. With social integration, we don't mean a one-sided process, but we see paths on both sides, on the side of immigrants, on the side of the locals. Okay. So how was the program born? Grenzenlos saw the need to have a more direct impact on the Austrian society or Austrian community, and they wanted to take into account the experiences we made in the international mobility programs to develop some local programs as well. So the concept was developed, and we contacted local authorities and governmental organizations in order to get some funding and some financial support. And that's where interface came into play, which I will shortly talk about. And the first project was launched, the pilot project was launched in 2010. So this year we have the fourth cycle. So the main idea is that there are 15 mentees and 15 mentors. The mentors are selected by Grenzenlos.
I always do this, sorry.
And are people who are Austrians or who have been living for a longer period in Austria. And the mentees are immigrants who are selected by Interface, by the other cooperation institution, and who are mainly refugees from, most participants are from Afghanistan or Iraq. And the interesting thing also is the age. So the youngest participant is around 17 or 16 even, I think.
15, yeah.
15. And the oldest is almost 50 or something. So we have a wide range of different participants. So the program itself is a cooperation between Grenzenlos and Interface. Interface is an institution which is funded by the city of Vienna, funded by the state, by the Ministry for Integration and Diversity. So that's where the money comes from. And they do education, like German courses for youngsters, for women, mothers, different kind of stuff. So education and counseling measures with the immigrants.
So basically, I'm standing here because I am the coordinator of the program, and the stakeholders, just to make it clear, we have the mentees, which are the immigrants, the refugees. We have the mentors, which are the locals. We have the social workers, which work with the mentees. So you can see they are in straight contact with the mentees. We have the Zusammenleben coordinator, this would be myself, which I am in straight contact with the mentors. And then we have a supervision, because even though it's supposed to be more like supporting each other in your free time, it may happen that conflicts appear between cultures, between people with different cultures, and as well, a lot of the mentees have come through very traumatic situations from countries where they have been in war. So it may be very overwhelming for the volunteers. So we need to take care of the mentors so that the mentors are able to care for the mentees and be able to support the mentees. So we have a supervision, which is a psychological supervision, in case they need this. Yeah.
Okay, so then we move on to the actual cycle. So for the mentors, there is a preparation seminar, which is like 1.5 or almost 2 days, where we talked about different topics, about the expectations and the roles of the mentors, about intercultural communication, the migration or immigration law, racism, gender conflict management. We did some simulation games where you're supposed to put yourself into another role to gain a new perspective, how to distance oneself, and yeah, these kind of things. And then there is an evening, the Kennenlernenabend, where the mentors and the mentees get to know each other, like the whole group, both groups come together and mingle in an informal meeting. The next step, so to say, is the kick-off day, where the mentors and the mentees can compare their expectations. We clear out their roles, and yeah, that's also the day where the matching takes place. So where Grenzenlos tries to bring them together, and each and every participant can tell their preferences, who they would like to be a pair.
It sounds very.
So yeah, you have to try to take care that this
the
is
matching
taken
happens.
care
I
of.
mean, a mentee has a mentor and a mentor has a mentee. So we have to find a way to see how we get this 15 people, the 30 people in pairs. Yeah, so it's quite tricky, but it works.
So then the actual living together thing starts, and so after that matching, then the frequent meetings, like they're supposed to be once a week or however both can come together, and they decide themselves what they do when they meet and so on. It's about getting to know each other, getting to know your surrounding, the city, and the Austrian culture and the other culture, whatever it is. Yeah, to speak German, and also that, especially that the mentees get access to, like the mentor is supposed to introduce the mentee into his social environment, to the family, to acquaintances, and also the other way around. Like it's not a one-way thing, of course. Yeah. And then in the meantime, there's also a preliminary evaluation where the mentors and Grenzenlos meet, and they can exchange their experiences, or in case they have questions or doubts. And then once a month, we have a Schul fix, which is prepared by the mentors, where we do different things, like just hanging out in the park or playing football together, whatever, like just so that the whole group, not only the pairs, but also the whole group shares and exchanges. And the official end of the program is in November, where the mentees and the mentors as well evaluate together with Grenzenlos the program. And then it's up to the pairs or to the whole group whether they still want to go on and meet, or however they want to go on with it.
Yeah. So well, that's basically the problem, the program, and here come the challenges. The program is quite nice, actually. It's supposed to be a bridge to bring people from different cultures that live in Austria. But the idea is that it goes on. After we finish, it should go on. One of the challenges is especially the time management, that there are volunteers, the mentors are volunteers, and they have jobs and they have other stuff. And sometimes the mentees, they want to spend every day together, and because they don't have friends sometimes, they don't know anybody. So for the volunteers, it gets quite tricky sometimes with the time management. So we have to find, level the expectations of both mentees and mentors. And this is as well where it gets, again, tricky. People come with different expectations. Some mentors come and think, oh, I'm going to help the poor person from Afghanistan. And we're like, no, it's not about that. It's about sharing together. It's about, even though it's mentor-mentee, we try to level it as well a bit. And as well, the mentees come and say, try to see the mentors as their psychological, as their psychologist or their mother, or I don't know. So it's quite difficult to bring the expectations, but during the program it works. So people have to just try it a bit. In the beginning it's difficult. The preparation of the mentees is sometimes as well very difficult. We take the preparation of our mentors. but the mentees don't get too much preparation at the beginning. So they come to the program a bit lost. So this is something we need to deal with as well. The matching. Most of our volunteers in Grenzenlos are women, and most of the mentees, the immigrants, are men. So the women want to be with the women, the men want to be with the women or the men, and it gets a bit tricky to match them as well. So we need to make them aware of that this is not about a woman from Afghanistan or men, it's about being together with people. And the dropouts, we have dropouts during the program, we have had them, so it's my responsibility to deal with that. It gets quite creative sometimes. The summer break, we can talk about that afterwards. But the summer break, yeah, it's from, the program is from March to November. So in June, July, a lot of people are abroad, a lot of the volunteers. So some of the mentees are alone. So sometimes they come to me in the office and it's like, okay, what do we do now? And I'm like, yeah, well. So the summer breaks are a bit difficult for the mentees. So it's something we have to deal with as well. And the size of the programs. I mean, in Austria we have 10,000 refugees a year. And alone in the city of Vienna we have 6,000. And we only cover a year 15. So of course the program is very small and we are aware of this. And the idea is that even though we are in the city of Vienna and we are being funded, this program should be spread out. Like anybody who feels that they can do a program like this in their city, they should do it and we will help them to do it. So it's not about just us getting funded and doing it, it's our idea. This should be the idea of everybody. So I am already hearing a lot of in Vienna and Austria, zusammenleben, zusammenleben, and I'm like, yeah, it's spreading around the idea, so it's quite good. Yeah, and we are dependent, of course. We are a funded program from the ministry. That means if the ministry decides not to do it, then we will have to deal with it. You know? So these are the challenges, I would say. Yeah.
Okay, and now I will just shortly talk about the experiences we heard from the participants and also the ones I made myself. So first, it's interesting to face or get to know more about the immigration law, which you normally don't have so much access to if you don't know somebody who has gone through it. Then, of course, it motivates yourself to reflect on your own culture and identity, and it triggers new questions. Like we have also talked before already, what is my role, which impact can I have onto my own community, and how to, not only to myself, but also my surrounding, my family, how do you interact with people who are not born in Austria. And then for me, it was interesting that in the beginning, like you are the Austrian and the other one is the person from wherever, like the immigrant. And then with time through the program, this is like, which goes very much into which comes very, not too important anymore, but then it's a personal relationship or a friendship. And these categories, how you enter into the program, so to say, they get very much questions or they dissolve quite much. Yeah, then it's about, of course, questioning or stereotypes and prejudice, and not only yourself, but also I think it has had quite a huge impact on the personal network, families and stuff. So after all, it's supposed to be an encounter between two equal persons, and it also for the mentees, it's kind of an integration process into your own society, because of course immigrants as well are part of the society. So yeah, as I said before, it's a two-sided process. And in the end, I think it's a strong statement against different kinds of discrimination, because it's fortifying, or it tries to trigger curiosity instead of what often happens, just judging without knowing too much. But yeah, it makes you ask questions and get curious. Okay, thank you so much. I think maybe we might have time for some questions.
Maybe, I don't know. I was not looking at the watch, but I think we're done. So yeah, that was it. Thank you.